Hi guys, my name is Melissa with Melissa Peterson Designs. I'm a little bit early, but I'm ready to go, I think. I have got some of these little cutting boards I found at Hobby Lobby, 40% off. These were $4 each before the discount, so I'm thinking what, they're about $1.20, $1.30. So I grabbed up a bunch of these. I was thinking about using these as like placeholder settings. I wanted to personalize them and kind of embellish them a little bit. So last night before I went to bed, I made some stencils. This is a font that I bought commercially. I think it's called Silver South, and I love the script, but it's really super delicate, so I had to go back in and kind of thicken it up a little bit. And when I get done on here, I have a program on my computer where I can show you what I'm doing and I can kind of talk along. And I'll go ahead and make these up again and show you how I do that and share it on Facebook here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've got, I do not specifically have a glue gun handy because I don't want to glue anything on here because I want to be able to use them, you know, like take these decorations off and, I just lost my thing. Take these off, maybe personalize them for Christmas or for Valentine's. I didn't want to make it permanent is what I'm hoping. So, and I do my contact paper. I use contact paper to make my stencils. And I think it saves a little bit money, and with my Cameo 3, I normally don't have any trouble. And one thing that I had issues with was the letter A. Of course, I think we all have an A in our name except for Meryl. Daniela has 2, Hannah has 2, Grandma has 1, I have 1. So I had to go back in and actually do the inside the letter A and make it bigger. So I've got little scraps to put in there because they were not showing up or they kept disappearing on me and I was going to lose them. I got my favorite squeegee. And normally I use Mod Podge on wood or backgrounds like this that I can't use the same color paint to burnish these, but I don't have it handy, so I'm gonna just wing it. Okay, Dalton's got an A, so I'm going to grab one of those little letters inside of the little letters and stick that where I want my A to be. Okay, so there's his stencil. These are so cute. And let's grab Hannah. So I've got 7 of these. I want to go back and get an 8th one, but so far I can't find it, so I'll have to keep an eye out for it. Or if I make it to Des Moines sometime, I'll have to grab one. There we go. And you just push it down. And I'm using clear contact paper to as my transfer tape. And I usually use this over and over again until it loses its stickiness. And we got 2 A's I gotta fill in. Make sure I put that right place. And I'm gonna use Dixie Belle's Caviar, which is their black, to paint those. So let me do one more. That way I've got 3 going, so I can kind of work on one while the other one's drying. Try and be a little bit time sufficient. So hope you guys are having a great week. But I just wanted to dress these up, and I wanted to make them so that way I could use them for different holidays, different seasons. Because I grabbed some of my fall garland that I had in my decorating bin for fall that some of the leaves have fallen off, so I'm going to use some of them to embellish. So if you're hopping on, let me know what you're up to. If you're catching the replay, let me know. If you got any projects going on, I'd love to hear about it. There we go. This one we got 3 of them going. Okay. And there we got Grandma. So I'll do mine and Meryl's and Daniela's a little bit later. Okay, so I got Dixie Belle's Caviar. Getting turned around again. And I've just got an old paintbrush that I'm using to pounce with. You can use a pouncer, you can use a makeup brush, or like one of those makeup sponges. And make sure your stencil's down there really good, because you don't want that to bleed through. And if it does, we'll just use a baby wipe after it dries and just kind of clean it up a little bit. So I've grabbed some jute rope. I've got some wood beads to dress these up with. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull that while it's wet. There we go. So, and also when I do my stencils, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually measured my board. It was 3.5 by 4.5 inches, and on my computer I made the square, so that way when I put it on, I gotta be careful I don't smush it. It can kind of help me center, because I already have it centered in the square on here, so that kind of helps me center there. So, and when I get done on here, I'll figure out how to make a little video on how I designed these and how I made the letters thicker, because the script font was super thin. But I love it. I think I bought it off of Creative Market. I got the commercial license for it because I also use it on my website for my font on there. So I'll get Grandma's off. And when the paint dries, I'll take the little letters out of the Hannah, the little inside part. And there's Grandma. And this Dixie Belle won't take too long to dry. I am kind of putting it on thick. And a lot of times I'll go ahead and pull these when they're dry. But if you're careful, you can pull it wet. Just be careful you don't splatter any paint when you do. Let me see. I think I'm done with that one. So let me know what you're up to. Let me know you're on. Try not to get any paint on me. I didn't bring a rag. So I found these little cutters at Hobby Lobby in their fall decor section, so they're 40% off. And there's most of Dalton. I'll wait till that dries before I take out the inside. I had to thicken the font on there. There we go. And if you mess up and get a little paint where you don't want it, you can use a baby wipe in the end of this and just kind of clean it up. So there's that part. And then that's still wet, so I'm gonna wait on that one. So how I wanted to dress these up, took me forever to find the my paper hole punch, because I wanted to add some leaves. So I got, I think I got this garland at Dollar Tree last year. And I've got some jute rope, and I've got some wood beads. I don't want to glue, but if you did want to, I think I got this at Dollar Tree last year. The pine cones with little pumpkins. You could always glue them on if you wanted to kind of dress them up for fall. I don't know if you could see that okay. So let's see if I can figure this out. I want a few of those pretty leaves. I like the burgundy. So I'm just going to use my scissors and cut them off. I'll grab a green one. And I think I'll grab an orange one for this one. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'll use them all or not. Okay, try the paper hole punch. Hopefully it's strong enough. I didn't think of that. Oh, please. Hi, Mom. How you doing? Yep, it worked. I just wanted a little hole because I really don't want to do any gluing. I'm making little placeholders. I found these at Hobby Lobby. And I'm personalizing them, and I'm going to add a little fall embellishment, but I don't want to do any gluing because I want to use them like for Christmas and decorate them for Christmas. I also have some wood beads and some jute rope. So I've got my Scotch tape. I'm going to prep the jute rope. I think I used too much tape. And try and get down there as tight as I can to go through those small beads. I have an alarm going off, so I just snoozed it for another 9 minutes. Okay, that's too much tape. So I'm just kind of putting like those little plastic ends that you have like on the end of a shoelace. Okay. Now I didn't paint these. These are just natural wood. Let me do the leaves first. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and cut that end. I'm going to cut it extra long so that way I have a little more wiggle room. So we're just kind of experimenting and dressing these up because I want to use these for placeholders for the dining room table. Okay, now I know that'll go in. I might have gotten a small bead. There we go. That first one was a little bit of a booger. So you can use as many as you want. You can fill them up. I kind of like that. Let me see. Is there anything else I want to use? I've got little wood buttons you can use. We can make, make a messy bow, and we could add that on there if we wanted to, but I kind of like this simple look. So let me tie this off. I used an odd number. I kind of like using odd numbers, so I could have done the back side of the beads, which might have looked pretty good. I can go back and do that again later. And let's kind of shimmy that around. And there's my little placeholder. Just something a little bit different. So I can put on the plate, and it's kind of just like that. So I can do each one different, or whatever I want. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Let's see how this one turned out. What you up to, Jazzy? And there's Dalton. So I gotta do Dalton's up, do Grandma's up, and then I've got to, what did I do with Daniela's? Nope, nothing special, nothing special. And I just gotta paint these, and then I'll have place settings for everyone. I'll have to do 2 Grandmas, and then we're done. But I think I'm gonna go back and actually add more wood beads and kind of fill up the whole ring, is what I'm gonna do with that one. So, but that way I can take this apart after fall and do this again for Christmas and kind of decorate it for Christmas. So let me know what you think. Got any questions, let me know. And I'll go back and show you how I did the font and how I made it thicker so that way I could use it on here, so that way it didn't disappear on the wood, so that way you could read it better. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.